Now I am Spider-Man Noir, and this is my city.
Welcome to the Hidden Vale, where shadows spin the raw stories. Picture a Spider-Man who doesn't swing through neon skylines, but stalks rain-soaked alleys, revolver in hand, fedora casting a grim silhouette. That's Spider-Man Noir, the hard-boiled Peter Parker of a 1930s underworld. With the Spider-Man serial on the horizon, starring Nicolas Cage, fans are buzzing like moths around a flickering street lamp. This isn't the quippy, spandex-clad web-slinger you know. He's a dark, morally gray anti-hero forged in a city that thrives on betrayal. Who is the shadowed vigilante? We're diving deep into his comic roots, his gritty essence, his gothic world, and whether Cage can embody this pulp icon. Grab a whiskey, dim the neon, and let's unravel the dark web of Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man Noir swung into Marvel's universe in 2009, debuting in Spider-Man Noir #1, crafted by David Hine and Fabrice Sapolsky. This wasn't the vibrant New York of classic Spider-Man tales. It's 1933, the Great Depression, a city suffocating under corruption, poverty, and despair. Inspired by pulp fiction giants like Dashiell Hammett, Raymond Chandler, and the stark visuals of Frank Miller's Sin City, this Peter Parker is no teenager joking about homework. He's a young man scarred by loss, working as a photographer's assistant by day and a socialist agitator by night, railing against a system that grinds the poor into dust. The spark that sets him apart? A mystical spider, tied to an ancient curse, bites Peter after he stumbles into a smuggler's den filled with arcane artifacts. Unlike Earth's 616th radioactive origin, this feels like dark magic, granting web-slinging, super strength, and heightened senses, but with an eerie, predatory edge. His Uncle Ben's murder by mobsters, orchestrated by Norman Osborn, the Goblin, a ruthless crime lord running New York's underworld, pushes Peter into vigilantism. His look screams noir: black trench coat, fedora, red goggles glowing like embers, blending Dick Tracy's grit with the Shadow's menace. The initial 4-issue run was a pulp masterpiece. Peter battles Osborn's empire, facing goons like the Vulture, a cannibalistic enforcer who preys on the homeless, and Craven, a sadistic hunter obsessed with trophies. Allies are few. Aunt May, a fiery activist running a soup kitchen, Felicia Hardy, the Black Cat, a nightclub singer with a knack for double-crossing, and Mary Jane, a reporter digging into Osborn's secrets. The comics leaned hard into noir, dark alleys, femme fatale, Tommy gun showdowns, and a city that never sleeps but always schemes. The 2010 miniseries Noir, Eyes Without a Face deepened the lore, introducing Dr. Octopus as a mad scientist experimenting on the poor and Sandman as a hulking thug. Social media is obsessed, fan edits of smoky streets, fedoras, and red goggles flood platforms, proving this wasn't just a spin-off but a gritty hymn to pulp tragedy. What's the soul of Spider-Man Noir? He's not the Spider-Man you grew up with. This Peter's older, angrier, shaped by a world where hope's a cruel joke. Unlike the MCU's chatty teen, his humor is sardonic, his heart weighed by loss. He kills when pushed, Osborn's throat gets slit in a bloody showdown, Vulture's neck snaps under his grip, Craven's hunted down with cold precision. His powers, tied to a spider god, feel occult, with web-slinging that's more predatory than acrobatic, and organic webs that pulse with eerie energy. Is New York's a cesspool, corrupt cops, mob-run speakeasies, a society that devours the weak? Stories like Eyes Without a Face pit him against human trafficking and mad science, forcing a brutal question: justice or vengeance? He's an anti-hero, closer to the Punisher's relentless rage than Spider-Verse hopeful Miles Morales. Fans compare him to Batman's darkest arcs, loving his raw intensity. Other tales, like Noir, Spider-Geddon tie-ins, show him clashing with multiversal Spider-Men, highlighting his outlier status. Less hero, more avenger. Noir's appeal lies in his flaws. In a cynical world, he's not a savior but a survivor, reflecting our distrust of systems and hunger for grit. His violence sparks debate. Some fans see him as Spider-Man's Batman, a tragic figure balancing on the edge. Others argue he's too far gone, a hero corrupted by his city. His stories don't end with triumph but with scars, physical and emotional. Social posts call him the Spider-Man for grown-ups, with his revolver and fedora sparking cosplay waves. He fights not to save the day but to keep the darkness from swallowing him whole. Spider-Man Noir's world is a character in itself. Picture 1930s New York as a gothic nightmare. Cobblestone streets slick with rain, neon signs flickering through fog, jazz notes curling from hidden clubs. It's LA Confidential meets Batman, the animated series with a whisper of Lovecraftian dread. Key locations bring it to life. Osborne's Speakeasy, a den of mobsters and secrets. Aunt May's Soup Kitchen, a flicker of hope in a hopeless city. Felicia Hardy's Black Cat nightclub, where betrayal's always on tap. The comic's art, stark blacks, muted reds, jagged shadows, owes a debt to Dick Tracy, the Spirit, and classic film war like The Maltese Falcon. Every panel feels like a still from a 1940s thriller, with Peter's red goggles cutting through the glow. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse brought into film, with a monochrome noir voiced by Nicolas Cage, stealing scenes with lines like, "Wherever I go, the wind follows." Social media's obsessed, fan edits of rainy alleys and glowing goggles dominate feeds, with cosplayers nailing the trench coat vibe. This world isn't just a backdrop, it's alive. It grounds Noir's crusade in a city as broken as he is, with every raindrop and neon flicker telling a story. The Noir aesthetic, moody, raw, timeless, has bled into games like LA Noire, shows like Penny Dreadful, and even fashion, with Hot Topic stocking fedoras and trench coats inspired by noir. Fans recreate the vibe in cosplay and fan art, proving the 1930s underworld resonates far beyond comics. The Spider-Man serial, hitting Amazon Prime, is set to redefine this dark hero. Its trailer screams gritty, R-rated drama, think Boardwalk Empire with a web-slinging twist. Set in a 1930s-inspired multiverse, it follows an older Peter Parker, a private eye-turned-vigilante, battling mobsters, corrupt elites, and hints of supernatural threats. Helmed by Oren Uziel and Phil Lord, known for Spider-Verse bold vision, the show leans into more staples: femme fatale, smoky backrooms, and moral ambiguity. Visually, it's a feast: rain-soaked streets, neon signs casting eerie glows, bloodied fists and dim light. The score blends sultry jazz with haunting synth, creating a chilling mood. For fan chatter online, Cage's voice, gravelly, raw, dominates, with lines like, "This city's a web, and I'm the spider." The vibe's closer to Peaky Blinders or Daredevil's Netflix run than Spider-Verse animated flair, promising a mature, grounded take on Marvel's darkest Spider-Man. Fans are buzzing. Social edits of the trailer, with jazz overlays, are going viral, with Cage's lines remixed into TikTok memes. But not everyone's sold on his casting. Some praise his intensity, others fear he'll tip into caricature. The serial's tone, gritty, not campy, will be key. Comparisons to Jessica Jones and The Punisher suggest it could carve a bold niche in Marvel's streaming era, especially after Spider-Verse made more a cult favorite. The show's multiverse angle also opens doors. Could we see crossovers with other Spider people? Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man war casting genius or wild gamble? Cage is a more veteran, with Wild at heart and leaving Las Vegas proving he can play tortured, complex souls. His Spider-Verse cameo as Noir was electric, blending brooding grit with quirky charm that won over fans. The Spider-Man trailer shows him leaning in, gravelly delivery, haunted eyes, pure 1930s PI. Fan edits of his lines, paired with moody jazz, are everywhere, with cosplayers already mimicking his vibe. But some fans argue he's too Cage-y, his wild, memeable energy from Mandy or Phase/Off could overshadow Noir's subtle pain. Compared to Robert Pattinson's The Batman, where quiet rage stole the show, or John Bernthal's restrained fury in The Punisher, Cage's strength is his outsider aura, perfect for Noir's lone wolf vibe. The risk? His larger-than lifestyle might tip the Noir restraint into camp, turning a gritty serial into a meme fest. Cage told Variety, "This is my Spider-Man, broken, angry, human." He's a bold pick, but the serial's tone, gritty or theatrical, will decide if he sticks the landing. Cage's casting alone has sparked buzz, with social media debates driving hype. If he nails it, he could redefine Noir for a new generation, much like Downey Jr.'s Iron Man reshaped the MCU. If he misses, it risks alienating fans who want a darker, subtler Peter. Either way, Cage's involvement guarantees eyes on the show, and that's a win for Marvel. Spider-Man Noir isn't just another Spider-Man. He's a shadow, a rebel, a Noir legend. From his 2009 comic debut to the upcoming Spider-Man serial, his dark web captivates. Nicolas Cage brings grit, but will he capture the heart of this broken hero? At the Hidden Vale, we're hooked on this gothic journey. What's your verdict? Is Cage the ultimate Noir, or should another actor take the web? Drop your thoughts below, subscribe for more shadowy dives, and share this with your fellow web slingers. Until next time, stay in the shadows.